Good morning, everybody. Hello and welcome to your London analysis on the 14th of February 2022. So we've got a few interesting news releases coming up this week that should hopefully move the markets. We've got the Japanese GDP readings, that's an inflation-based release later tonight. Tomorrow we've got the UK jobs report and the German ZEW survey. Now, we do often find that the German ZEW survey does move the euro and can act as a precursor to growth in terms of Eurozone inflation. We've also got the US PPI, again another inflation-based reading. Then going into Wednesday, we have the FOMC minutes. We have Chinese inflation. Now, the reason why that's listed on is Australia are China's biggest trading partner, so sometimes these releases will affect the Aussie dollar, but more on that in a moment. We've got the US retail sales, which is a precursor to inflation, and the Canadian CPI, so another inflation reading. So a fairly heavy news there on Wednesday. Thursday, we've got the Australian jobs report. So what you'll tend to find is Wednesday, the Aussie dollar may well react to the Chinese inflation, but on Thursday, the Australian jobs report is what it's going to react to the most in terms of a longer term movement. We've also got CPI on the yen on Thursday, and then Friday we've got UK retail sales and inflation. So for the UK especially, we've got a fairly heavy news flow coming through the market, so we should see some opportunities throughout the week. In terms of what's happening today, we have got the Japanese GDP, as I said. We've got FOMC member Bullard speaking at around 4 o'clock. So in terms of what we're listening for with stuff like that, it's all about their rate hike cycle. That's the stuff we're listening out for. Essentially, last week we were looking out for inflation readings, which we saw some pretty heavy spiking from, just due to the market anticipation. So we had a few trades that triggered. So the three that didn't trigger, out of the four that triggered, we had 3 winners, 1 loser. So we ended up in the green quite nicely. Those trades finished off today. So in terms of what's happening in the markets, if we have a little look at the market open, so the dollar index has been edging higher as we expected. So we had that big spike up after the inflation readings we saw. I believe it's CPI. And then we sort of spiked back down, and the markets are settling down a little bit now, and the dollar is just eking nicely upwards. So we're looking to buy the dollar today. And in terms of what I'm looking to trade that against, I'm looking at the Aussie. So the antipodians are underperforming. Not only is that because of risk appetite, but because of iron ore prices. So we've seen some losses in iron ore. Now, that's a big deal for Australia. Being a commodity currency, iron ore is one of their things. So that's why I'm looking to trade the dollar against the Aussie. So if we have a quick look at the chart. So I did put a setup earlier on, but that's changed slightly. So my entry at the moment, I'm looking to short this at 0.71499. So I'm looking to short there. I'm looking to take profits at around the 0.70861 kind of area. So we're looking for about 60 pips from the trade if we do get a trigger. And then what I'll be doing is sort of, with my initial stop losses, I'll be tightening those up around any high impact news. So we've got the FOMC members talking at 4 o'clock today. So if we're in the trade at that point, I'll take most of the risk out of the trade at that point. So that's it for today, guys, for the analysis. Have a good trading day, and give me a shout in the room if you need any help. Cheers.